Jerome D. Love, host of the Black Money Tree podcast, and we're here in Houston at one of the finest restaurants in the city, CocoD Restaurant and Bar, and we're going to be profiling the owner, the good friend, tremendous entrepreneur, Mr. Edwin Bosso. Edwin, welcome to the Black Money Tree podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So today we were here, we partnered with TSU and their Polish program, and we had a group of students where we're teaching them about etiquette and finer things of life and profiling your business. One of the things that you said that I thought was so interesting, and I want you to tell the people, you said something about everybody sees this,
Yes,
but don't let it define you. Talk a little bit about that. Break that down.
Yes, I was talking about the reality of being African American in the business world, whether it's on the corporate world or as an entrepreneur. And the point I was trying to make is that one of the traps that we can fall into is to have our skin color define us. And the point that I was trying to make is to get them to realize that they are much more than that.
Yeah.
They're going to have challenges that in a lot of cases are going to be more difficult hills to climb than other people might. So they need to be aware of their culture and their ethnicity, but at the same time, they need to leverage that as a strength and feel stronger, feel present, and not treat that as something that is a burden that they have to carry.
Yeah.
So I think that, as I said earlier, it's a big responsibility on their shoulders, but I'm confident that they're up to the task.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And when I look at where we're at right now,
Yeah.
this is River Oaks.
Yes.
It's not a whole bunch of us that
is River
look
Oaks.
like this
Yes.
here. What gave you the courage and the vision to come into River Oaks in the same shopping center as Brazier 19 across the street, Perry's right up there, and you have done something massive? I mean, this is the hottest restaurant in the city, and most people wouldn't even think you were the owner. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think to put it bluntly, you have to follow the money where it is, right?
Yeah.
So one of the key things in terms of having a successful restaurant is making sure that you're located in a place where people want to go out. We had an opportunity, because it was during COVID, we had an opportunity to get this location. You look around here, I think the Brasserie 19 across the street, or Perry's on the left, and Zante's across, all have a very nice crowd, very nice attendance. So for us to establish ourselves here was really an opportunity to cater to a different public, if you will. We wanted to build something special. As my wife said earlier in the interview with the kids, we wanted everyone as guests. We wanted the African American community. We wanted the River Oaks crowd. We wanted to create a spot in Houston that is truly special, and I think that's what we're accomplishing. Now, why here? Because I thought if we're gonna do something, we either don't do it, or if we do it, we do something truly special. And I think that's what has guided us.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the things that I've always admired about you is even when you were with Myrtle, you know, you seem to be fearless. If you have fear, I don't see it. You're doing some things that many of us aren't doing. You built that company starting from the ground up, 200 employees. I think you were Forbes' top growing companies, and then you ultimately sold it to Accenture. Where do you get the courage and the vision, the boldness to believe that it makes me think? There was a guy by Reginald Lewis. He wrote a book that said, "Why should white guys have all the fun?" Mm-hmm. And he was the first black billionaire. You read the book?
No, I have not.
It's a great book. But you remind me of him because he said he was doing all of these deals, making these billions of dollars. He was an attorney. And something in his mind said, well, I'm doing the deals. Why can't I buy a company myself? He wanted to own the company, not do the transactions. But you seem to have that type of mindset. Talk a little bit about thinking big in business.
I think the key word that you use is belief, right?
Yeah.
I think business and being a successful entrepreneur starts with a vision of what you want to accomplish. I don't necessarily have all the steps in my head when I start, but I have a vision of something that I want to accomplish, and I have a confidence that every hurdle that may be between me and accomplishing that vision is just that. It's just a hurdle, and a hurdle are meant to, go over, and cross barriers are meant to be crossed. So I like thinking big. I like doing things. When I started Myrtle, from day one, I wanted to build a company that was good enough, structured enough, well built, and that big companies across the world would want to do business with. The restaurant is the same. My wife and I had a vision in the chef's table, we had a vision. My wife kept repeating to herself, this is one day Beyonce will come and have dinner here. And that's the belief. We wanted to make sure that we have something that is truly special, and that when people come, and if they look at it like us, that they have that pride that here is something that was done, and hopefully that inspires their own dreams.
Yeah. One of the other things that I've really admired about you that I think, and you've helped me with, obviously you've been kind of coaching me a little bit, is most of us that are entrepreneurs, we work in our businesses, not own our businesses. And you've kind of encouraged me to build a team. And like I say, all of these people that's employed here, all the people that come in, but you're only here 1 or 2 days a week. So talk about having a team and really having a business that runs independent of you.
Yeah, I think it's about scale first, right? So if you build a business that you want to work in, the first thing that you're doing is you're limiting the capacity of your business to grow, because it's going to be limited by the time that you're able to spend in it or the work that you're able to do. I'm a firm believer that part of being successful in entrepreneurship is knowing the things that you're good at and knowing the ones that you're not good at or that you're not interested in. So what I do is that I build a team of people that can add skills or can add capacity to what I'm trying to do. I have 2 great chefs here. I can't really cook to save my life. So I have 2 great chefs here, for example. But this is not to be confused with it's really not to say that you don't pay attention to your business, or not to say that you don't run your business, but you have to have the courage to let go and take a little bit of distance, intervene when you need to. But if you make everything dependent on your ability to be there, then you're limited to things: your business's ability to grow, and your time, your free time to take care of other things than there's that business.
Yeah. One of the things that you told me that really just like a dagger in my heart, and I realized I'd been doing wrong, if you will, all these years.
Are we putting you on trial here?
Well, you said something. You said to me, I have never hired a person based upon relationship.
That's correct.
I hire them based upon skill set, and then I create an environment to build a relationship.
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
I think that's very important, because, the minute you start a business, the minute your network and people that you know that you have a business and that there is an opportunity to have a job, whether for themselves or for their children or for people they know, there are a lot of pressures that come with that, right? So if you keep your eyes on the prize in terms of the vision that you want to achieve, the business that you want to build, you have to be really disciplined on focusing on what can people contribute to that business. So that needs to be your primary filter.
Yeah.
Once you are able to do that, I think another big piece is to make sure that the people that do join you and that do work with you, that they are part of a family, they're part of a team, they're associated with your goal and with your objectives, and it's something that you cultivate every day. That creates climates that are high-performing climates, climates that are clean. It's easier to deal with issues, which is not to say that you don't work with your friends or your family. Because all things being equal, if you have a good relationship with a friend and he's in need of a job, as long as the guidelines are clear and that he understands that one day you might call him into your office and let him go, as long as those ground rules are set, whether it's your friend or your brother, I think you can do business with them, but that's never my starting position.
Yeah. No, I think it takes a mature person on both ends to be able to do business with family and friends, because they got to understand that, yes, I'm your friend, but I'm also your boss. And
Correct.
in this context, either you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you'll get compensated if you do, but if you don't, you may get let go, but we still can go to Thanksgiving dinner together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, without talking about friends or family, I have employees that I've had in my businesses that have had to sat down and let go. And I've done that in such a way that we stayed very, very good friends. And in some cases, it even increases the level of respect because of the type of conversations that you have. If they feel that it's fair, in a lot of cases, it actually helps them along in their career. So it's all about setting the rules properly, dealing with people properly, respecting people, and understanding that even if somebody fails at their job, it doesn't define them as a person, and being able to separate the two, I think, is extremely important.
Yeah. You know, at the Black Money Tree and with Black Expo, we believe that businesses are important because when you have businesses, successful, thriving businesses such as yours, it puts you in a position where you can do something to change our community. And you've done that with Black Expo very early on with Myrtle. You were supporting us. You supported us with CocoD. Now you have 15 TSU students here. Talk a little bit about the need for having businesses such as yours in the community and their ability to impact their environment.
I think it's very important, right? It's very important from at least two different standpoints. In the conversation today, you could see that a lot of the kids that we talked to were clearly in need or in search of role models. So I think from that perspective, interacting with them and giving them a sense of what they can accomplish, I think is important. I think the other reason why it's important is because the people that do come to your restaurant or the people that do work at Myrtle or do interact with Myrtle, that they see what could have been, or they see things that they could do. And then there is that pride in being able to provide that image, but also being able to just help a little bit, either whether it's through the contribution to the expo, or through mentorship, or through just spending hours with students. I believe that the real blessing that we have when we are successful is our ability to share that knowledge, that experience with others that may go on the same journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Anything else you want to share? I know you got a book. You want to talk a little bit about the book and or tell them a little bit about CocoD for those that when they're in the Houston area, where they need to come. Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, CocoD is a fantastic place. If you haven't been there, it's CocoD for me, for my wife and I, is really coming full circle. Having come to America, done a number of things, been successful in business. Invested that in the Houston area, and having the opportunity to give something back to the city. If you haven't been to CocoD, come try it out. Dress up for the occasion, and you'll have a good time.
All right. Thank you so much, Edwin.
Thank you for having me.